Okay, so looking through the checklist, we should really now be up to that one there by tomorrow, yeah? Okay. So if we go through, I like the fact you've started labelling them up. So that's really good. So this is our timeline, and you've started using. So this is the class project, isn't it? Yeah. So for this one, you were getting the rest of the stuff from the rest of the group. Good. That's the key thing, is building on what the other people have done, because I know some people have only done like a pass level answer. Yeah, so just make sure that you're adding to what they've done, because the idea is that we're doing this as a group assignment. Yeah, so you're contributing your bit. Now what you could do on this that would be useful is you could maybe put the bit that you wrote in bold. That might just be quite, just so we can see what you contributed. Yeah. That's great. If you've done any editing like that, put it in bold. Yeah, because what we're doing isn't plagiarism, because you're contributing and building what other people have done. Yeah, because remember what you looked at was specifically the budget, so you can bring that sort of information into it and stuff. Yeah. So one of the things you might want to notice, if they haven't on here, is when we get to about 1990, when we get to about mid-90s, yeah, there's a big difference on the budget spent on that video after Thriller. When we start getting into these kind of videos, they had far bigger budgets in the 1990s after Thriller, yeah, because that was the high sort of boon of stuff, yeah. Okay, this is good. So you've got it all up to date. Well done. That's excellent. If we go to task 1B next, so this was the looking at the three artists, the major indie and self-produced strategies. So what we're looking for here is talking about the strategies used by the three labels. Yeah. So for the distinction, what you might want to think about doing, and again you could make a note on this, is thinking about comparing or looking at the strengths and weaknesses of being on each type of label. So for example, like a major label, problem with a major label is they put loads of money into the video, yeah, but most of them, because they're going to be, because they're trying to reach a mainstream, because they're a major label, they're going to be probably relying a lot on a mainstream image, something that will appeal to a lot of people, and they'll probably rely on things like controversy or sexuality or kind of like really significant standout things to get people talking about them. Yeah, the budgets will generally be bigger, but the artist will probably have less control over what the record label. So Miley Cyrus, for example, the record label probably would have said, right, we're going to have you swinging on a giant ball, licking a hammer and being all sexy like. She would have had quite limited control over her image to say yes or no on that one. Yeah, so that's the kind of thing you'll need to use. So this is an example of it, but you need to talk about the strategy. So the reason... Oh, okay. Just if you make sure you're labelling them and putting them together, that would be useful. What I'm going to do is just show you where you can find the resources to help you with that, because we're recording a screen so you can watch this back. So if you go back to where we were for the prep work on this, so it was prep work about the differences between the major and there we go, purposes of music videos, major and indies. So if you look here, that is actually words, phrases for you to literally take and put into your report. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's under September 2016, 2.1.1, purpose of music videos 3, and down the purpose of music videos number 3. And if you have a look down here, you've got some slides here as well, plus some presentations, and plus this pros and cons list. So this is all designed to help you hit the merit and the distinction stuff. Yeah, so what you need to do is, like, that's the pros of a major label, and the cons, you need to kind of incorporate that into your report. Yeah, okay. So at the moment, I'd probably say that doesn't really show the differences yet, but you have got an example. You've talked about things like genre. I mean, one of the things you could talk about is, like, on the indie one, they'll be more specific to, they'll generally specialise in one type of genre, whereas a major will do lots of different types. So you might find on this one that they're very much aware of what their audience wants, because they have a closer relationship with them. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that's good. So try and get that stuff into this, because at the minute we haven't really looked at the differences so much. You've more talked about, you've more basically described you've described the video, not the strategies. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's that at the moment wouldn't really hit the criteria in terms of describing the strategies and what they're there to do. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's that look, the producer's strategies, depending who they work for. Yeah. So for that, to help you with that, like I said, you want that. That's basically the content there is that you might want to think about there. Yeah. Okay.